All right, let's start the regular meeting of the Council of the City of Ottawa, April 15th, 2025. Roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Here.
Gainier. Here. Pearson. Here. Barron.
Here.
Mayor.
Here,
We have 5 present.
stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Moved by Commissioner Eichelkraut that the minutes of a regular meeting of the Council of the City of Ottawa, Illinois, held on Tuesday, April 1st, 2025, be approved as recorded in the permanent files of the City Clerk.
Can I get a second? Second. Commissioner Gainier, roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier. Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye. Is there anyone wishing to appear before the council?
Rookie has something to say.
Yes. He's just looking for some of those treats. Yes.
He's trying to get you.
So we're gonna then start this meeting with a proclamation for Telecommunicators Week. I will read the proclamation and then make Commissioner Gainier do all the hard work. April 13th through April 19th, 2025, whereas emergencies that require police, fire, or emergency medical services can occur at any time, and whereas when an emergency occurs, the prompt response of police officers, firefighters, and paramedics is critical to the protection of life and preservation of property, and whereas the safety of our police officers, firefighters, and paramedics is dependent upon the quality and accuracy of information obtained from citizens who contact the Ottawa Central Dispatch Emergency Communications Center, and whereas public safety telecommunicators are the first and most critical contact our citizens have with emergency services, and whereas public safety telecommunicators are the single vital link for our police officers, firefighters, and paramedics by monitoring their activities by radio, providing them information, and ensuring their safety, and whereas the public safety telecommunicators of the Ottawa Central Dispatch have contributed substantially to the apprehension of criminals, suppression of fires, and treatment of patients, and whereas each dispatcher has exhibited compassion, understanding, and professionalism during the performance of their job in the past year, therefore, be it resolved that the City Council of Ottawa declares the week of April 13th through the 19th, 2025 to be National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week in Ottawa in honor of the men and women whose diligence and professionalism keep our city citizens safe on this 15th day of April 2025. Robert Hasty, Mayor.
We can, sure. Moved by Mayor Hasty that the proclamation declaring April 13th through April 19th as Telecommunicator Week in the City of Ottawa be adopted.
Can I get a second? Second. Commissioner Gainier, roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier. Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye. And we now have telecommunicators service awards. I will turn it over to Commissioner Gainier.
Just want to say that, our telecommunicators have one of the most stressful, if not the most stressful job in the city, and they all do a wonderful job. I'm happy to have all of them. I'll read off the names, the ones that are here, if they would come up and get their award, and we'll go from there. Grant Stock, 23 years. Debbie Lucas, 20 years.
Oh, just come.
And rookie. Stacy Prindeville, 12 years. Dan Francisco, 15 years. Dan. Jacqueline Hughes, 10 years. Gregory Dodd, 23 years. Jamie Mignon, 29 years. Adam Rao, 8 years. Angelica Kleinfelter, 9 years. I'm sorry. Going too fast. I'm sorry. Thank you. Getting a little ahead of myself, I guess. Ashley Verdon, 4 years. Cody Benedetti, 3 years. Haley Rosales, 2 years. Melinda Jop, 29 years. I said it right this year, right? Brittany Chapman, 3 years. Wendy Brown, 18 years. Wendy, thank you. Kyla Williams, 1 year. And Kimberly Blair, 32 years. Thank you all very much for your service. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, if you want to give it to Kyle. They're going to put it. Or Wendy. Or Wendy, and Wendy's a supervisor, so he wants to give you guys a proclamation.
Get them all up there. Thank you.
Congratulations, guys.
All right. Rookie's gone. I feel sad now.
Yeah, I do too, yeah.
Yeah.
And I got,
All the stress came back.
treats in the car.
Fire Chief Bresner would have been here tonight, but they are working a fire and a very serious accident right now, so.
Do you want to do that?
I did ask.
Did you? Okay.
No one wanted to come up and speak.
Okay. All right.
So now we can move on to Commissioner Eichelkraut's report.
All right. Moved by Commissioner Eichelkraut that the biweekly salary payroll of April 11th, 2025, in the amount of $637,256.35 be approved and warrants issued.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Pearson, roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier. Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Commissioner Eichelkraut that the bi-monthly expense report dated April 15th, 2025, showing expenses in the amount of $1,024,278.02 be approved and warrants issued.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Barron, roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier. Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Commissioner Eichelkraut that the monthly financial report of City Clerk Shelley L. Rolson for the month of March 2025 be received and placed on file.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Gainier, roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Commissioner Eichelkraut that a resolution authorizing the execution of an amendment to the Transportation Provider Service Agreement between the City of Ottawa and MTM Incorporated for NCAT, which has been on file for public inspection since April 1st, 2025, be adopted.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Pearson.
Yeah, this is a Medicaid group that we deal with that we take some of our passengers around to, so work for them.
Okay. Roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Commissioner Eichelkraut that an ordinance adopting the operating budget for the fiscal year commencing May 1st, 2025, be received and placed on file for public inspection. Be it further moved, a public hearing be set for Tuesday, April 29th, 2025, at 8:00 a.m. on this said budget.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Barron.
Okay, the way the budget is targeted right now, we are looking at using $375,000 in reserve. But we also have some projects that are funded by the federal government that may never come to we might never happen because of, we have in there like $525,000 for Green Street. In order for us to spend that money, they're gonna have to put up the front that they own, that they owe us. Right now, they actually owe us $636,000 that they haven't paid. They put a hold on. And there's also some other projects that we got partially funded by the federal government that may not happen, but we have money involved in that, so that is money that shows up in our budget as money we're going to spend, but we're not sure what's going to happen in the future, if we're going to get any of this money or not, so them projects will probably never happen. So we're probably in the black, but right now we're at $375,000 we're going to use in reserves, so that's where we're at right now.
And another thing, just to mention that served as something for us to take a little bit closer look at this year is, as it is for most organizations that have benefits, the health insurance benefits took a dramatic increase last year and again this year. It'll be another 2 or 3 weeks before we get the renewals from our insurance company. They're advising us that there might be some options that can help reduce that somewhat. So we'll have a little bit clearer picture as to what the benefits are going to look like as far as our payments are concerned. And it just so happens, though, that we have to pass a budget before May 1, and we have to make some guesses for now that could be amended within a month's time once we get the new renewals of the health benefits. Any other comments? Roll call.
Eichelkraut?
Aye.
Gainer?
Aye.
Pearson?
Aye.
Barron?
Aye.
Mayor?
Aye. Commissioner Eichelkraut, would you like to tell us about the Easter egg hunt?
Oh, geez.
One last time.
You know, I've been bringing this up for so long that I almost forgot about it tonight. Anyway, this coming Saturday at Allen Park from 9 o'clock until 11 o'clock. We're going to have 4 categories. There's at least 17,000 eggs, and I know that for sure because I've been helping stuff it. But I got a lot of helpers, too. I mean, a lot of helpers. It's great. We're ready to go, and I think it'll be a lot of fun and enjoyment for the kids. So come on down. There's plenty of candy. I didn't eat it all. Came close, but it was really good, though. So come on down and enjoy yourself.
And I'm going to put in a good word for the Easter Bunny, who will be there as well.
Yes, yes, it will.
So, all right, on to Commissioner Gainer's report.
Moved by Commissioner Gainer that a resolution authorizing the execution of an agreement between the City of Ottawa and Business Employment Skills Team Incorporated for EMS class reimbursement, which has been on file for public inspection since April 1st, 2025, be adopted.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Eichelkraut? Roll call.
Eichelkraut?
Aye.
Gainer?
Aye.
Pearson?
Aye.
Barron?
Aye.
Mayor?
Aye.
Moved by Commissioner Gainer that a resolution authorizing the execution of a lease agreement and equipment maintenance agreement between the City of Ottawa and Marco Technologies LLC for a copy machine for the police department be received and placed on file for public inspection.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Pearson? Roll call. Oh,
Unfortunately, equipment wears out.
roll call.
Eichelkraut?
Aye.
Gainer?
Aye.
Pearson?
Aye.
Barron?
Aye.
Mayor?
Aye. Commissioner Gainer, I know you already spoke of where Chief Bresner is, but is there anything else that you would like to add?
Nothing tonight.
I would just add, in regards to with telecommunicators and celebrating them this week, I think this evening was a good example of what they provide to us because, if I understand it right, our fire department was on another fire call when they got that emergency call on 71. So
Yes.
it just shows the teamwork that has to go in to make sure that everything's getting done.
Yep.
So, Commissioner Pearson's report.
Moved by Commissioner Pearson that a resolution authorizing the execution of a proposal for Midwest Testing Services Incorporated for the East Stevenson Road Geotechnical Report be received and placed on file for public inspection.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Barron?
So when we started talking about Stevenson Road was in 2010, I wasn't around, but that was the last, that was the last time that the soil had been tested and it had been too long, so we needed to retest it before we could move forward with that project.
Thank you. Roll call.
Eichelkraut?
Aye.
Gainer?
Aye.
Pearson?
Aye.
Barron?
Aye.
Mayor?
Aye.
Moved by Commissioner Pearson that the city clerk be authorized to advertise for bids for the 2025 curb replacement project. Bids will be received until Tuesday, April 29th, 2025 at 10 o'clock a.m.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Gainer? Roll call.
Eichelkraut?
Aye.
Gainer?
Aye.
Pearson?
Aye.
Barron?
Aye.
Mayor?
Aye. Commissioner Pearson, is there anything that you would like to add?
Nothing tonight.
On to Commissioner Barron's report.
Moved by Commissioner Barron that the low bid received from John Pohar and Sons Incorporated in the amount of $571,626.10 for the 2025 water main replacements be accepted and paid for from the water fund.
Second.
Second.
Commissioner Pearson?
Yeah, the bid that we actually are gonna award here is $175,000 under our estimate, so that's good news.
Great news.
All right, thank you. Roll call.
Eichelkraut?
Aye.
Gainer?
Aye.
Pearson?
Aye.
Barron?
Aye.
Mayor?
Aye.
Moved by Commissioner Barron that a resolution authorizing the execution of a maintenance agreement between the City of Ottawa and Altorfo Power Systems for the Water Department's generators be received and placed on file for public inspection.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Gainer?
It's just a maintenance agreement.
Roll call.
Eichelkraut?
Aye.
Gainer?
Aye.
Pearson?
Aye.
Barron?
Aye.
Mayor?
Aye.
Moved by Commissioner Barron that a resolution authorizing the execution of an engineering construction services agreement between the City of Ottawa and Eshlight Duttlinger and Associates Incorporated for the 2025 water main replacements be received and placed on file for public inspection.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Eichelkraut?
This is the engineering agreement for the the contract we just awarded, so gotta pay the engineer.
Roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye. Commissioner Barron, is there anything that you would like to share?
No, we can move on.
Thank you. On to my report.
Moved by Mayor Hasty that a resolution authorizing the execution of a proposal for Medicorp Group LLC for the Heritage Harbor Floodplain Survey and Volume Analysis, which has been on file for public inspection since April 1st, 2025, be adopted.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Barron. As I mentioned at the last council meeting, this is an agreement that we're doing because for the price that we are able to pay for this work to be done at $15,000, it's a fraction of what it would have cost for us to do our own flood compensatory storage. If we were having to create that now, it would be a couple $100,000, but if we use work that's had already been done, as long as it's validated and there, we're able to use that for our own compensatory storage for the riverfront development and make this project just a hair cheaper. Roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Hasty that a resolution authorizing the execution of an intergovernmental agreement between the City of Ottawa and the Illinois Office of the Comptroller for the local debt recovery program IDROP, which has been on file for public inspection since April 1st, 2025, be adopted.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Gainier, roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Hasty that a resolution authorizing the execution of license agreement number 5399 between the City of Ottawa and the Illinois Department of Natural Resources for the I&M Canal Storm Sewer Drain, which has been on file for public inspection since April 1st, 2025, be adopted.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Eichelkraut, roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Hasty that a resolution authorizing the execution of an agreement to provide consulting services between the City of Ottawa and Retail Strategies LLC for retail recruitment be received and placed on file for public inspection.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Eichelkraut. This is a new company that we're going with compared to the one that I think the city's used for the last 3 years, if I remember right. It's our hope that that they will. It's our need that they're going to do a little bit better than the last organization had done, but we have kind of set a high bar for them of some of the expectations we have as we move forward with the waterfront development, which includes hotel and amphitheater and things of that nature, and we start looking towards sports complexes and all these different things that are going to bring people to the community. It's important that we have a marketing firm out there letting the retailers know that this development's happening so that we can start getting that, what is it that we're supposed to be getting that you want? The chicken place?
Oh, Raising Cane.
Raising Cane, so we can get ourselves a Raising Cane.
Not me.
Yeah,
Me.
I'd rather have Lowe's and Buc-ee's.
Lowe's and Buc-ee's, whatever they may be. It's our intention that Retail Strategies is going to be able to come through on a couple of good retail stores for us.
I have a question.
Yes.
Are we putting benchmarks and deliverables into this contract?
The short answer is no, because most of them won't promise something like that. However, what we did this time in interviewing and talking with this organization is look at what other networking capabilities that they already have in place. An example being the company that we were working with the sports complex, telling us how to develop something like that. They use this company, and that was just happened to be a coincidence. They recommended them, and we were like, oh, we're already going with them. So they already have a niche for the kinds of things that we're wanting to develop here in Ottawa, and they've had a successful track record in doing so. So the impression would be that they should be able to replicate that here in Ottawa as they have in towns like Pekin and I'm forgetting the other town that they mentioned in Illinois, but other towns like that.
All right, I hope it works out.
Roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Hasty that a resolution reappointing Brad Bowler and Dina Weber, both to the both to the Board of Trustees of the Police Pension Fund, terms to expire April 2027, be adopted.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Gainier, roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Hasty that a resolution authorizing the execution of an addendum to the employment agreement between the City of Ottawa and Elena Iverson be received and placed on file for public inspection.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Eichelkraut. Just real quick with this amendment, I think it was back around November, so thanks to you, we had to deputize Elena to be our deputy city clerk since Elena Rivers had been retiring. With that promotion and with the extent to which she has stepped up, filling in for that HR role with Brianne moving on to a new position, that was the reason for amending her contract. Roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Hasty that an ordinance amending Section 1-11 and Section 3-11 of the Municipal Code of the City of Ottawa, LaSalle County, Illinois, adding eye drop for collection purposes, be passed and approved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Gainier, roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Hasty that an ordinance amending Sections 22-161.2 and 22-161.6 of the Municipal Code of the City of Ottawa, LaSalle County, Illinois, regarding electrical license fees and electrical exam fees, be passed and approved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Pearson. I do want to just point out, this was circulated with council late last week, but there was changes made over the weekend that were emailed to you, but just so we're clear, the initial exam is $255, not $250, which is different. Before they're listed as both being $250, so it's $5 more for the exam. And the date that we are enacting this is going to be November 1st, not January 1st. In further discussions with Matt Stafford and Dave Noble, they thought that time frame was a better way of splitting those who are going to be renewing their license with those who are late every year renewing their license, so that it's as equitable as it can be for everybody doing it. Roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Hasty that an ordinance amending Sections 22-168 of the Municipal Code of the City of Ottawa, LaSalle County, Illinois, regarding service disconnect locations, be passed and approved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Eichelkraut. This is updating our ordinance to better match what Ameren's requirements are. One of the many frustrations that our building inspector, Matt Stafford, has is we had a set of ordinance as to what had to be installed, but then it was costing undue further inspections and more fees for all kinds of different things. And Ameren coming out and saying that it was put together wrong and had to be put together again. And he thought simply by streamlining our ordinance to match the requirements that Ameren would have, it should make it easier so that when people are needing to upgrade their services, the law will match what needs to be there when a connection has to happen or disconnect. So, roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye. We have another proclamation.
Yep, and then you'll have one item of new business after that.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Whereas in 1872, Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for the planting of trees called Arbor Day, which was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska and which is now observed throughout the nation and the world. And whereas trees are a renewable resource that cleans the air, produces oxygen, provides habitat for wildlife, increases property values, enhances the economic vitality of business areas, and beautifies our community, can stimulate economic development, attracting new business and tourism. And whereas trees provide a source of joy and spiritual renewal, and whereas through the dedicated efforts of the Ottawa Tree Board, the City of Ottawa has been recognized as a Tree City USA by the National Arbor Day Foundation since 1999, commemorating its 25th anniversary of this prestigious recognition. Now, therefore, I, Robert Hasty, Mayor of the City of Ottawa, Illinois, do hereby proclaim April 25th, 2025 as Arbor Day in the City of Ottawa. I urge all citizens to support efforts to protect our trees and woodlands, to support our city's urban forestry program, and to plant trees to promote the well-being of present and future generations. Proclaim this 15th day of April 2025.
Moved by Mayor Hasty that a proclamation declaring Friday, April 25th, 2025 as Arbor Day in the City of Ottawa be adopted.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Barron. Roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye. And I will add before you go on to that.
Yep.
On Commissioner Barron's behalf, 10:30 Central School on April 25th is where we will be planting this year's tree. So if you want to take part in it, be there then.
I'll be there in spirit.
Okay.
One-
Yeah, you'll
one-
be down.
Yeah.
You'll be a knee down.
One other quick thing, Ottawa did achieve Tree City for the 25th year in a row. We also achieved the Growth Award for the 9th time since 1999. So congratulations, everyone.
Good job. Thanks.
All right. Moved by Mayor Hasty that a resolution authorizing the execution of an amendment to the grant of easement agreement between the City of Ottawa, Corey Ricky and Amy Ricky for property located at 1753 Green Street be received and placed on file for public inspection.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Eichelkraut. As Commissioner Eichelkraut alluded to in our budget, the Green Street project has went on longer than we anticipated and could potentially go on longer than we anticipated. With that said, we have a easement agreement that allows for a second entrance on the property of these folks. And so that current agreement had come to an end, and so we're needing to renew it for another 2 years, right, Tom?
Right.
Yeah, for another 2
But
years.
also on that same point too, his property is all tore up by this construction too. It's not just the road, it's actually,
It's being used a lot. Trucks
Yes.
are being parked there,
yeah.
all kinds of stuff.
Plus, isn't it, we have to compensate them as well because
Yeah.
that ran out.
Roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Do you have anything else, sir?
I don't.
Moved by Mayor Hasty that this regular meeting be adjourned.
I get a second.
Second.
Commissioner Eichelkraut. Roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.